In today's show, we're going to talk about PowerApps Business Card Scanner. So I know you've seen some demos, but what I thought we'd do is actually get in there and build an app from start to scratch, including the SharePoint list to save all the data in, talk about how you'd edit the information that comes in, and really get into the experience of having a full set business card scanner. But first, here's our intro. Hi, my name is Shane Young with PowerApps 911. Those guys. In today's show, we're going to talk about the PowerApps Business Card Scanner. And it's part of the suite of AI-driven tools that Microsoft just recently released. And the good news is, as soon as I do this video, then I can do the one I'm really excited about, and that is my object detector that counts Chewies. But anyway, in the Business Card Scanner, what we're going to do is we're going to actually build a proper app. So we're going to go in, we're going to scan the card, and we're going to put all the inputs into text labels, so then that way you can actually edit the data, because sometimes business cards come over perfect, sometimes they're missing data, sometimes you want to augment the data. So we're going to really kind of drive an experience that lets you have a proper working app instead of just an app that shows you the data. So I thought that'd be a little fun. All right, and I don't know, that's enough blah blah blah, so let's just switch over to my mobile phone real quick and do a demo there. Okay, so then now we're going to switch over here to my mobile phone and take a look. Right, woo, there it is. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to click on the test business card scanner that I built. It's a real simple app. So up at the top, we're going to press the button to scan the business card. And then hopefully it's going to fill in all those blanks. I'm going to press the button. And so I can either use an existing photo or take one new. So we'll just take a new photo because that's more fun here. And so there is my old school Bold Zebras credit, or not credit card, but business card. So we'll take a picture. We'll say use photo. And we will send all the data. It's going off to the Azure backend to process. And so there you can see it trimmed it down. It's like, oh, look, there's a proper business card. And it was able to just extract my email, my first name, my last name, phone number, Bold Zebras. So we just go up here to the company name real quick. We'll be like, all right, well, that's really supposed to be Bold Zebras. So we didn't get that, but no big deal. Zebras. There we go. Boom. So done. That looks good. And we'll say save to SharePoint. And then there it is. It's off into our SharePoint list. If I go to more info, this was just to show you kind of that you can capture both the original picture and the cleaned version. So maybe if you want to store those or something later. And then there's the full name that extracted also. And you can also get a phone number 2 and 3 if a business card is just full of all those phone numbers. But pretty cool. Okay. So thank you, Mr. Mobile Phone, for that. So over here on the app, let's just take a look on my desktop and see what we got going on here. And so maybe we'll just play the app again so we can grab a card. So we'll say grab a card, and you just saw John's data up. So we'll just grab John's data again. So where is he? There it is. So John's card, open. This is my good buddy, John Levesque. So here you can see it's going to process it, and the data is already there because it was the last one I demoed in my practice run as well. But there you can see the different data come across, and then these are just text inputs. So this is what I wanted to build with you guys. And if we look, so if we say save to SharePoint, like so, and we go over here to the videos, you can see there's John's card come in, and then there is my card as well. So pretty cool. All right. So let's, that's really the app in a nutshell. Let's go build the app though, right? You don't want to see a pre-canned app. You want to build an app. I know how you guys roll. So let's create an app, a Canvas app, and then we'll do a phone layout. And so there we go. And so in the test run, it took me about 12 minutes to make this. So who knows how long this is going to take. So we're going to do an insert here. And what are we going to insert? We're going to first start over here on the right. There is a AI builder. Remember, these are all preview features. So they're not production yet. They're not perfect yet, but they're the type of things that you probably should be starting to wrap your head around, because this is opening doors. I'm showing these to customers left and right, and they're either drooling or like screaming. One guy did like this happy dance. This is the stuff that people want. So you need to start playing with it and talking about it. So when it is ready to go full scale, you've got it set. So there's the business card reader. We're going to add this. And the amazing thing about the business card reader, unlike the other AI tools that we'll talk about in later videos, is I don't have to do any training or anything. I literally just add it. We have a business card scanner, right? We can hit play, press this. And so on a PC, right, we can just grab a card. So there's a picture I took earlier of my business card. Whoop. It processes. And so after a second, it's done that. And if we just throw a label on the screen, insert a label, then all you have to do is you just say business card reader 1 dot, and whatever field you want out of there. So let's just grab the full name. Shane Young, woohoo, that's me. All right, so that is it, right? You have a business card scanner. You don't need me anymore. Yeah, you maybe, hopefully you do though. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to turn it into a fully functional app. So what I do, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna grab myself a label. We'll throw it right here in the middle, and we're gonna set this to be company name or company. So there you go, so company. And then we're going to just take that font and make it a little smaller. And don't worry, you're not gonna have to watch me build all of this because I'm gonna make this go a lot faster here in just a second. So we'll throw a company, then we're going to do a text input because I know some of you know what I'm about to do and some of you are like, how does he do all this magic? Change the font size on this one to 15 also so I can get plenty on the screen, just like so. Boop. So there we go. And so for the default for this, instead of it being text input or blank as we normally would, what you're going to do is you're going to say make that business card reader 1 dot company name. So then that way when you scan in a card, if there is a value in there, that'll be here and they can edit it or change it, or if there's not a value, then they can't. So I'm going to grab these two, I'm going to do a little Control C, a Control V, and then we'll just drop this right here. We'll click in here and we'll say, hey, you are now email. And so then right here in this field, instead of company name, you're going to be email. And so you can see the email automatically populated because when we scan the card, it was there. And this is one of those tricks. If you have a card loaded in there, it makes this app a little faster to build because you can see the data a little easier. But so that is it. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to put in a couple more fields. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because you don't want to watch me cut and paste 7 times. So I'll be right back. All right, so real quick pro tip, and I'm hopefully just kind of fast forwarding so you see this. But so I need to edit all of the defaults here, but you can see that by cutting and pasting it defaulted the line height. No problem. I'm gonna hit Control and grab all of them, like so. And then if you change this to be the default, boom. Now if I click out and then I click on this one, you can see that it's, instead of having line height as the default, it has what we were expecting, which was the default field. So just one of those little tricks to make it go faster. Okay, I'll go back to fast forwarding, but I thought you should see that. Okay, so there you go. I got all those populated real quick. You can see that some of the data filled in because I had that data on the business card. A couple of weird little nuances here. One is that address is actually full address, so I had a hard time finding that the first time. And also with phone, there's actually a phone 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that doesn't help. So phone 1, 2, or 3. So phone 1 is probably going to be the one you want, but they're all 3 there. And really the easiest thing to do here is just hit business card reader dot. And so then look, there's cleaned image, company name, department, email, first name, full address, blah, blah. Oh, job title. I don't even think I have job title out there anymore. Well, how rude of me. Last name, original phone 1, 2, 3, text, website. Right. So these are showing you the default properties that you're probably interested in. So this is supposed to be phone 1. So just a fun little thing there. But there you go. So that got all of the pieces. And so then now what we're going to do is we're going to throw a button down here at the bottom. I'm just going to change this to say save to SharePoint. And we're just going to set the font. And the whole reason I keep messing with these fonts, right, is I'm trying to get more data on the screen than is probably reasonable. But as you work through it, right, you'll figure out the fields that actually make sense to you and probably do a little better job and probably make it look nicer, right? And so then I just put this more info screen over here. I think that's a little fun too. So let's do the more info. So we'll say new, create another screen, set screen 2. We'll go back over here and then we'll just change this button's on select to be navigate to screen 2. Boop. All right. Isn't it nice that you don't have to put a transition anymore? I think so. So there's our app. We're looking good. So then I'm going to come over here. And so what I'm going to do on this screen is I'm going to throw a text label. And we're just going to call this original image. Boop. And then a media image. Throw that like right below it. Make it a little bigger. And so what are we going to put in the original image? This is going to be our business card reader 1 dot original image, like so. And then if we do, we'll click on both of those, Control C, Control V, pull those down here. And so then we'll click right here and we're going to change you to be cleaned image, and then change this one to be cleaned image. Oh, there's the cleaned image. How nice of it to show up. So then there's a button, and we'll just make this say back. Like so, boom. And oh, we got to put a little code on there, right? And we'll just say go back. There we go. Okay, so that's the framework of the app, other than we haven't saved the data. But I think if we can go back over here, oh, we'll go right here. We'll say, all right, we'll grab, let's grab my card again. Easy enough. So that way we've got, because what I found is that this control, like when I'm moving between the screens here, it sometimes loses the card that it had. That's the reason it wasn't showing, even though the data was still there. But so there, it's reprocessed. There's all the data. That all looks fine. And then more info. The reason I wanted to show you this is so that you realize that you have access to the original and the cleaned image. Because what you might want to do is save the original image. Maybe you're, like these are super important. You could never imagine having a typo or anything like that costing your business millions of dollars. Then what you'd want to do is save the original image. And so I'm not going to cover how to save the image, but my friend April Dunham has a video that kind of walks through some of the same stuff. But in hers, she talks about saving the image using the new JSON function and saving it off to SharePoint. So pretty cool stuff. And I thought she did a good job, so I just thought I'd leave that to her. So there's a link to her video somewhere down below. But April's talks about saving the image, so we'll skip that one, all right? So we'll do it back here. Okay, so now that we're feeling good about we were able to do all this, what I want to do is I want to save this to SharePoint. Now, in the interest of not driving you crazy watching me make a SharePoint list, let's just go over here and just talk about this SharePoint list. So this is the list we're going to use. So if we go in here to list settings, what you're going to see is a couple things. One is that all the columns are single line text. I also just took the title column and renamed it to company name. And the easiest way to tell that, right? If I'm hovering with the mouse, if you kind of look that way, down at the bottom, you can see the preview of the URL, right? HTTPS, Shane's Cows, blah, 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 field edit, blah, list equals blah, and field equals title. The reason I point that out so much for you, I'll probably try to zoom in the video or something, but the field equals title is super important because what you're going to find out is that when you're patching, which we're going to do in just a second, I'm not going to patch company name, I'm going to patch title because that's the actual name of the field. Also, first name, last name. Notice here, I have over first name, it's first space name here. Well, in the fields, it is first name all concatenated. So how is that possible? Well, the way that that works is I created the field as field name squished up because that sets the name permanently. And then I was edited the field to put the space in it. So a little SharePoint pro tip for you there as well. Okay, so our SharePoint list looks good. So then what we'll do is we'll go back over to our app. And so we want to have this saved to SharePoint, but I'm going to say view data sources, add a data source, scroll way down here to my SharePoint. There it is. And so I'm going to choose my videos because that's where the list is. And so then somewhere down here at the bottom, video customer contacts, connect, boom. So it's in there. So then now for save to SharePoint, I'll make this a little bit bigger. We're going to do what? We're going to say patch, video customer contacts. We're going to use the defaults function, which tells it to create a new record. And then we're going to do some curly braces and close. So that's the proper function. And now we're just going to fill in the blanks. And so this would then just start to be things like title, colon, and then business card scanner, business card reader, not scanner. I keep wanting to call it scanner, reader, dot company name. And so then that is the formula for patching just the title. Now, if you're unfamiliar with patch, right, there's a video link down below that will walk you through how to use patch, so don't feel bad. But now I'm going to do that thing where I pause the video again, and I'm going to cut and paste. So that way you don't have to watch me type in a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll be right back. Okay, so real quick, there was a paste, right? So we got title, we got department, we got email, first name, last name, phone number, website, address. All of those pieces are being put in here. Now, notice though, I probably did the wrong thing here because this is just pulling it straight off the business card. And that was like the first temptation. Like, oh, let's just pull it straight from the business card. That's not what you guys want. So this is bad. So what do we really want to do? Well, let's just delete all this again. Doop. So what we really want to do is we want to take the title from this input. So text input 1. So what would I do? I would rename this input to input company, like so. So we go back over here and we say title is actually input company dot text. Close my curlies. And so that is probably the more correct formula, right? Because this formula takes into account that you want to be able to edit these things. You don't want to just take what the business card reader pulled out. You want to be able to input or edit the data. So, got it? That I wanted to make sure you guys saw that mistake because I saw the confusion how it was going to happen for you. So I want to do it. All right, so I'll do that thing where I pause the video again. And then when we come back, we'll have all these fields set up. Oh, and I just realized I didn't have a full name field in the SharePoint list. So let's just go add that together real quick. So over here, I don't want to get accused of cheating. List settings. And so what I'm going to do, create a column. And so here we'll just do full name, just like that. That's all we got to do. Click OK. And so then back over here. So then, right, the last one will be full name is input full name dot text. Now you see it's mad at me all of a sudden. I actually want this on purpose. The specified column full name does not exist. Why? We just made it, so it doesn't know about it. So we're going to say view data sources, and then we're going to do a refresh right here. And as soon as the refresh finishes, our red goes away because now our formula is happy. So there you go. So now we've got a proper patch statement that is taking into account all of the changes that we make. So we should be able to build and do. So let's do play. Let's scan a new business card. Let's grab John's again. I thought John's is a good one because Microsoft doesn't have a bunch of frills in their cards, so his comes across pretty good. And now you all have John Levesque's email, right? But so there is all of John's information. And so his company, yep, that looks good, that looks good. Well, let's just add his website, right? So we can just augment the data. Microsoft, nah, he probably wants flow.microsoft.com. There we go, Microsoft.com, looks good. We'll say save to SharePoint. We'll go over here to our SharePoint list. There you go, boom, boom. There's his email or website. Nice, look at that. So that's the important thing, right? This is really what I thought the value of this app was making sure that we solved a bunch of the little problems, because I got one more little problem. So it really annoys me that if I can click save to SharePoint again, and now I've got duplicate records of John. Oh, I hit it again. Now I got 3 records of John. Because unfortunately, right now with this scan business card function, there is no reset. I'd love to be able to do a reset and just set it back to blank. They don't give us that today. So I built my own reset because that's what we do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the business card scanner. All right, so I got it selected, yep. And so I'm going to say on change. So whenever you change, dupe, I want you to set a variable. So set var unsaved to true. Okay. So then we go down here and we'll say, hey, every time we get done saving, I want to set var unsaved to false. Easy enough. Because now for the save to SharePoint button, we're going to set the display mode to be, let's just get rid of that, if var unsaved. Remember, it's true or false, so we don't have to do anything else. So if it's true, then what do we want? We want the display mode to be display mode edit. And if not, we want it to be display mode disabled. Like so. So then now, look, now I can't rogue save John's, but if we go in here and say grab another business card, and so let's grab this one from Chrissy. Someone on Twitter was kind enough to send me their card. So Chrissy gives us her card. There we pull in some of her data, but notice the save to SharePoint button lines up. Now notice her address. This is one of the reasons I liked her card. Her address kind of gets messed up. So I could get in here and I could actually fix it, right? I could be, well, her address is really 2 Griffin Circle, right? So circle, boom, and then she is in Billerica, Massachusetts. So there you go, right? This is what we were after with the business card scanner, because we were able to fix her, augment her data. And maybe for her last name, right, it's really just this without all these fancy initials on the end, and then she really likes to go by Chrissy instead. So there you go. So now just a little bit of work, we cleaned up the bad data. This is also wrong. And the bad data is because her her card is a picture of a picture, right? It just librarian at, oh, let's see, at, oh, it was real close. Your service. There you go. So now we can save it to SharePoint. And when we save it, it gets saved over to SharePoint. Oh, let's just do a refresh over here because it didn't pop up fast enough. There you go. Her data got saved. And more importantly, now we can't hit and save the duplicates. So very nice. One other person, someone named Todd, was nice enough to share his card with me. So Todd has this vertical card with a bunch of QR codes. So we can see with Todd's that honestly, it didn't do a very good job of scanning it. And I think you just have to accept that some cards are a little crazy because of the way Todd's is set up. It got his name out of there, but the phone number, this is actually a URL that was on his site. The website is part of his URL. So, but that's okay, right? Business cards come in all shapes and forms. The AI does its best job to get the ones out that it can, but if it misses a little, who cares? So, all right, we got time for one more thing. So let me show you the preview of the next video. Oh yeah, who doesn't want to see the preview of the next video? So if we go over here, this is the object detector. This is the next AI video. So if we go in here and say, hey, I want to detect, and we grab this picture of Chewy's again. I realize it was already done, but it's going to grab it. It's processing. Go faster. And so after about 10 seconds, it sent off process and it counted that there was 5 little Chewy toys in here. And so this is all by an AI model that I actually had to train. So in the next video, we're going to train this AI model to count Chewies and pigs and cows and all these little critters that are over here on my desk, just because it'll be a lot of fun. But this one's a big deal. So anyway, I'm too excited. That is too much information for one day. So thanks for sticking with me as I got into the nooks and crannies of actually building an app. And until next time, no, that's not what I say. Thanks and have a great day. Hey, it's me again. If you got a second, click the subscribe button. That always keeps me making more videos. Or if you want to work together, need some help getting your Power Apps going, hit me up at PowerApps 911. Always happy to work together. Or finally, if you're really just looking for more videos, that's probably what it is. Check out the Power Apps playlist over here and enjoy that. All right, thanks and have a great day.